This is for you, Kings fans, wherever you may be. All the frustration and disappointment of the past is gone. The 45-year drought is over. The Los Angeles Kings are indeed the kings of the National Hockey League. They are the 2012 Stanley Cup champions.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the post-game live here on Dime Dropper for the 2024 NBA playoffs. Before we get started, you already know the drill. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube at Dime Dropper for all things LA sports, LA basketball, and NBA playoffs. Going live basically every single night for the rest of the season to break down every single playoff game. As you know, I hold myself to a certain standard. I have to watch every playoff game and do a breakdown and say something about it. Every single one. Why? Because I love playoff basketball. And two, because these are receipts for down the line. This is when the big time happens. We want to know that we saw everything and we talked about everything. So tonight, oh my God. What a night. 2 game winners tonight in the NBA in the playoffs. 3 games to talk about. Before we get into tonight's festivities, I want to say my latest video is now out. Game 1 against the Mavs. I was there. It was amazing. The most post-game interviews we've ever had for a vlog. So that was amazing. Shout out to all the fans who were there. And we're going to be back in the building tomorrow night, of course. So check that video out. And remember, I've been breaking down every single game of the playoffs. So play-in, playoffs, I've broken down everything. But at this point, I have not broken down the Celtics game. I have not broken down the Pacers game or the OKC game. So don't worry. I will be doing that. But I'm trying to figure out when's a good time because tomorrow I'm not going live because I'm going to be at the game. So I'm going to miss game 2 of the series, the Bucks series and the Suns. So what I'm going to try to do is I have a day off on Wednesday. I'm going to try to watch like everything I can, then do a live on Wednesday. And then so probably do 2 lives on Wednesday, one in the daytime and then one in the night. Talk about everything else. So I have been on 4 hours of sleep the last 3 days. I don't know how I'm still going, but the playoffs take everything out of me. And that's why when the season's over, I'm so drained. I'm just like, I'm so excited for the off season. Like I can't do this anymore, but I'm enjoying it, man. Then the hoops are this good. It's hard to complain. And by the way, so before we get into the breakdown tonight, please join me on YouTube. Super chats are turned on if you want to drop $1 or a dime. If you send a super chat, I'll read your comment right away. Otherwise, you have to wait till I'm done with the video, done with the episode. Then I'll read your comments. But this is where I make my money. I want that 10,000 subscribers before the playoffs ends. So if you're a doll, if you love me, please come to YouTube, not Twitter. Okay? This is where I make my bread. Anyway, I posted the link twice on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter right now, it's right easy access. Just go on. If you want to be on Twitter so bad, put me on the TV or the computer. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Lakers first and then Philadelphia, New York, and then we're going to end with Cleveland, Orlando. And if you don't want to listen to one of the episodes or one of the games, there will be timestamped for you so you know exactly where to go. All right. Lakers and Nuggets. Laker fans, I just want to say before we get started, this is a safe space. I have seen a lot of playoff basketball in my time. Even though I'm young, I've seen a lot. And it is very rare that I see 2 games with that kind of heartbreaking defeat for teams with Philly and the Lakers tonight. That was amazing in the worst way if you're a fan of those teams, but like just as a neutral fan, it was like just wow. As far as the Lakers, I'm first going to talk about what was going so well first. I feel like I'd rather talk about what was going well first before it gets to the inevitable disaster. But adjustment made by Darvin Ham and crew. Anthony Davis guarding Nikola Jokic to begin the game, not Rui Hachimura. I had Rui on MPJ chasing him around screens, LeBron on Aaron Gordon, D'Lo on KCP, and Reeves on Jamal Murray primarily. And they were pretty like consistent with those matchups throughout the game. For the most part, until later, and I'll talk about that. But in the first half, they're pretty consistent with those matchups. Other side, Jokic on AD, Murray on D'Lo, MPJ on Rui, KCP on KCP on D'Lo. I believe Murray was on Reeves, and then LeBron on Aaron Gordon. So they basically stuck with the same guns from last game. And I noticed that the Nuggets were letting Murray switch on to Reeves. It's not like they were really attacking that too much. It was really Anthony Davis who got going from the get-go. And that first like 3 quarters or first 2.5 quarters, some of the best basketball I've seen Anthony Davis play, not just as a Laker, but in his entire career. I mean, the fact that he was guarding Jokic, held him to 12 points at halftime, and then was scoring like that. Like, he was destroying him. I had never seen, and I wouldn't say never seen, but it's been a while since I've seen Nikola Jokic get absolutely like dominated like that. 12 points for Jokic, right? He had a double-double at half. He had a double-double after the first quarter. 10 points, 10 rebounds. I mean, it's just so effortless for him. But here's the thing. He only had 5 shot attempts in the first half, which there was a lot of times where he was one-on-one against AD, and he's like thinking about going up, and it's like, oh, but I might get blocked. This is going to be a tough shot, so I'm not going to take it. And the thing about Jokic is he doesn't really force anything. You know, he knows exactly what shots to take and what not to take, and he's still, with me saying that, finds a way to hit extremely tough shots under immense pressure. But Anthony Davis, he was winning the battle in immense fashion. It wasn't just the 8 points in the first quarter, the 10 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter, and he was at halftime 11 for 12 from the field, and a lot of them were jumpers over Jokic. And it starts with going into his chest. We've seen AD do this all season long, is going into dude's chest so much more and creating a little space that way. There was one time where he hit a bank shot off of it. There was another one where he had a turnaround over his right shoulder from the left corner. He was really in his bag, knocking down the mid-range, the floater, and on defense, I talked about LeBron last game, not quite good enough for playoff mode. In this game in the first half, his defense was extremely active. He had a charge taken in the first quarter, had a beautiful block. He had an outlet pass to Anthony Davis up the court, and D'Angelo Russell started out 3 for 3 from deep. It may have been 4 for 4 from 3. One of the mods can correct me on that. If I'm missing that, if it was 3 for 3 that he started or 4 for 4, regardless, moral of the story is that he started well from 3. He really got going, and the Lakers needed that after that stinker from 3-point line last game. Now, in terms of stinkers, and it lasted the entire game, Rui Hachimura. And in the first quarter, he missed 2 layups. He was 0 for 3 in the first, and he would never really quite find a rhythm in this game. He played 38 minutes and only took 7 shots. So that's not good enough. Feels like maybe he was a little out of rhythm. I mean, 3 shots in the first, and they were point blank range. No excuse for those. No shot attempts in the second quarter. 3 in the third. He played the entire quarter. So only 3 shot attempts, and you're playing the entire quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, he got 1 shot, and it was that huge 3. So again, not a real steady diet of shots for Rui Hachimura. Not trying to excuse him. I think partially it's on him. You know, you got to look to be aggressive, but also got to make shots. Got to make shots. However, that might be something to look at next game, is to try to get Rui to take more shots, get him in rhythm a little bit. But at the end of the first quarter, absolute advantage to the Lakers, led by a score of 28-24. And the second quarter was where the Lakers, I think, had their best quarter, 31-20. And Anthony Davis, that was like the peak of the game for him. He was just going absolutely nuts. I noticed when Jackson Hayes came in, they were hedging the screens with Jamal Murray. No drop coverage. Christian Brown, the Nuggets needed a little bit more from their bench. Christian Brown, I thought he was pretty good in this game, attacking the basket. He had 10 points on 5 for 8 shooting, and he was 5 for 5 from 2. So there you go. 0 for 3 from 3, 5 for 8 from 2. You got double figures off of him, and you only got 12 points off your bench. 2 points were from Peyton Watson, a layup that he made during that third quarter run. It might have been early in the fourth, but it was in that second half run. MPJ was really the only one outside of Christian Brown that was giving Jokic any assistance in the first half. He had 14 points in the first half, knocking down his shots, knocking down his 3-ball, really. 5 for 8 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3 in the first half. But Jamal Murray, and you got to give a lot of credit to Austin Reeves, he was doing such a good job defensively on him, chasing him over screens, staying in his airspace, being really physical, sitting in a chair, not giving him anything easy. It wasn't like he was just able to come off a dribble handoff easily. He's going to have to fight to get the ball in that handoff, because I'm going to be right chest to chest with you. 2 for 10 in the first half for Jamal Murray. You had Jamal Murray 2 for 10, KCP 0 for 4, Peyton Watson 0 for 3, Reggie 0 for 4. I mean, these guys were only shooting 35% in the first half. Lakers, meanwhile, are shooting 56% in the first half and 57% from 3. And 6 of the 8 threes that they made in the first half were D'Angelo Russell, 6 for 7 from deep. And meanwhile, LeBron is creating a whole lot of good shots. He only had 6 shot attempts because he was really playing defense. So again, he's 39. He's going to have to make business decisions. If he's going to go all out on defense, he might not be able to give you everything offensively, be super aggressive. And it's not like that's a big deal. That's why you have Austin Reeves and D'Lo and Anthony Davis. But everything was going well for the Lakers in the first half. 59-44 at half, and they went up by as many as 20. And a large reason you saw in the beginning of the third quarter, LeBron AD pick and roll. Again, easy stuff. Jokic, the Nuggets, they don't have 1 through 5 switch everything personnel. So Jokic is going to have to make a decision. He's either going to hedge on those screens or drop. He was dropping. He was getting crushed. LeBron and AD. And again, I'm not saying it's bad Jokic defense necessarily, but AD and LeBron pick and roll, it is not easy to guard that. So AD at one point was 14 for 15 from the field. I mean, the dude was just lights out. He then, though, missed his last 6 shots, apparently. I didn't even notice. Yeah, he was 14 for 19 in the game. So I guess if he was 14 for 15, that would mean that he missed his last 4 shots. So someone said he missed his last 6. I don't know if that's true. Again, Ahmad, please let me know in the comments what it was, because at one point, he had only missed 1 shot. He was like 13 for 14. I know at one point he was 13 for 14. He might have been 14 for 15, but the point is he started missing shots towards the end, right? However, the dude was cooking. The pick and roll was working. The Lakers, as I said, they were all over them in the second quarter. 11-2 run in that second quarter. And eventually, by the way, Jokic started hedging and recovering on the LeBron AD dribble handoff. But yeah, I mean, it was just an amazing first half for the Lakers. Now, here is where an adjustment happened, and this adjustment really turned the game around for me. And that was that Mike Malone switched Aaron Gordon onto AD and said, Jokic, you're going to guard Rui Hachimura, and we're going to have KCP guard LeBron, and a little bit of Christian Brown as well, and Peyton Watson. And it worked. Because obviously Aaron Gordon is going to be a tougher one-on-one matchup for Anthony Davis. Doesn't quite have the speed advantage there. But what it hurts is if you run a LeBron AD pick and roll, you can probably switch Aaron Gordon onto LeBron, but you're going to be afraid to switch KCP onto AD. So technically it still could work. It's just that one-on-one matchup is not as favorable with with Aaron Gordon guarding Anthony Davis. The Nuggets cut it down to 13. They went on an 11-0 run. KCP was holding his own. AD had 2 straight turnovers at one point in that third quarter. One of them was a bad pass to his left, then an offensive foul. And that 4th foul completely changed the momentum of the game for me. Like massively changed the momentum of the game. Because now you had your guy that was having basically one of the best playoff games of his career. Now he comes out, and now you have who is guarding Nikola Jokic. You've been able to keep him at bay to this point. You had LeBron playing small ball 5. Did Jackson Hayes even get any minutes in the second half? Let me check. Jackson Hayes got 2 minutes and 5 seconds in the second half. So there you go. I mean, it was LeBron playing the 5, guarding him for a sec, and it wasn't going great. And the thing was mainly that the Lakers offense was struggling. However, D'Lo hit a huge corner 3 from a LeBron pass to restore some order. But on the other end, Oh, and also the Nuggets started switching Jokic onto LeBron because Mike Malone knew that LeBron was going to look to hunt Jokic, right? When Jokic, because that's the whole goal in pick and roll is to put Jokic in the action. When he's not guarding AD, though, it's like, okay, if you're running a pick and roll, you're putting Rui Hachimura in the action. Most likely it's going to end up being a pick and pop. But, there are times when if the on-ball defender, the point of attack guy is being physical enough, he's slowing down the drive to where the dropping big can just show and recover pretty nicely. And if Rui, whoever is picking and popping, does take the shot, it's not necessarily a clean look. So when that stuff isn't happening really smoothly, it feels like the offense gets a little stagnant. It doesn't feel like you're getting the same looks. And LeBron really did go after Jokic to try to put him in the action, which I completely understand. But, that again, those 4 fouls, it was just so crucial. When Anthony Davis is playing at that level, it's tough, man. It's tough. And I think Malone knew by switching, you might think switching Jokic on LeBron, like that's ludicrous. But I think what he was thinking is too many I thinks there. Sorry, guys. But what he was thinking, in my opinion, is LeBron's going to run out of gas at some point. If he can get by Nikola, then good for him. But also, he's going to see Aaron Gordon at the rim because AD is going to be at the rim. However, you're always risking if LeBron gets clean right by and Aaron Gordon comes to help, you get a lob or something. But, I don't know if that was in his cards that he knew LeBron was going to get tired, but the main things I was looking at in the second half were 2 things. On the Lakers side, is LeBron going to have the legs to close with the effort that he's displaying on the defensive end of the first half? And on the other side, is Jamal Murray going to find his shot? Because if you remember, I believe it was game 2 of the Western Conference Finals last year. It may have been the second round, but both of them, he was off, majorly off. And there was a game, and again, it might have been both of them, where he just started going ballistic on some Kobe shit. Because Kobe used to always do that, where he would be like 5 for 16, and then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, he would start making every shot. But was that going to happen again? They cut a 20-point lead down to 10. And a couple things I noticed. Joker against Rui was, man, what am I going to say? Barbecue teriyaki chicken. Hibachi. That's what it was. Hibachi. It was food. You know what I'm saying? Easy for Jokic. Now, there were some times where a Nugget would get by a Laker and LeBron was at the rim in the second half and I thought he was going to go up for a block and he just didn't multiple times. So let me know what you think of that. I don't know if they're trying to conserve. They didn't want to go for a little collision at the rim, but there were some times where I was a little surprised and go up for a block. Now, third quarter, the Nuggets outscored the Lakers 25-20. As you noticed, the number 20, offense starting to slow down. Rui Hachimura played the entire quarter. LeBron basically played the entire quarter, 11 minutes. Rui was 1 for 3 from the field in that quarter. LeBron, 1 for 4. D'Angelo Russell, 1 for 4. If you're wondering about Austin Reeves, I haven't really mentioned him much because at this point of the game, he had only taken 9 shots. I mean, he was 2 for 8 in the first half. So not having a great shooting game, but I thought he was defending so well. That made sense that he wasn't super aggressive offensively because he did do so much defensively and he was guarding Jamal Murray. But only 1 shot attempt for him in the third quarter. And the Lakers shot 37% in the quarter and 25% from 3. So again, you look at the comeback, Lakers blowing a 20-point lead, second largest lead blown in Laker history in the playoffs after, of course, Game 4 of the 2008 Finals against the Celtics, which I remember very vividly. What I was doing, where I was, everything. You look at the third quarter. That's where it began. Your offense went cold. The Nuggets made an adjustment. You didn't necessarily respond super well. And then Anthony Davis with 3 turnovers in the quarter alone. This is a guy who had an amazing first half, probably the best half of his playoff career. Didn't have a good third quarter. 3 turnovers. Okay, he had 8 points. Okay, no, you know what it was? It was the first half of the quarter, he was good. And then the second half of the quarter, he fell off a bit. 3 turnovers for him. And I believe he made his first 3 of the quarter just coming out. So he started to cool down just a tad. And then the foul trouble took him out of things. And then D'Lo was cooling down a little bit. He was 1 for 4 in that quarter. So the crazy part is the Nuggets weren't that hot. That's why they didn't come back all of a sudden. They were only 1 for 7 from 3 in the third. So Jokic played the whole thing. Gordon played the whole thing. MPJ played the whole thing. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope played 10 minutes and 45 seconds. So they're starters. I mean, they're going all out in that third. only outscored the Lakers by 5. And now the fourth quarter. Laker fans, brace yourselves. I think it started with a little bit of fatigue factor setting in, especially with LeBron James to start that fourth. Looked like he wasn't able to get by guys the same way he was earlier. He wasn't looking to take guys off the bounce the same way. And I've noticed, and it happened in the New Orleans game, exact same thing. These second halves, LeBron will start ball pounding, going nowhere. Can't even get by guys that in the beginning of the game, he can get by in his sleep. That's legs to me. And if you notice, he did find his shot at the end of the game. But they were all jumpers, almost all, because he couldn't really go to the rim like that. But part of it is, Jokic, he was guarding Rui, and he wasn't really guarding him. He was kind of daring the kick out. And you can probably argue that LeBron maybe should have found him a couple more times. But I really, I don't mind LeBron shooting jumpers. I like that he was aggressive, to be honest. But I'm just pointing out that it felt like he just didn't have the same speed and burst to turn that corner late. And the one play he made that was extremely where to show me oh my God, wow, maybe he has a second win right now, is that steal he got late in the game that ended up being a dunk. And we'll get to that just now, but I am going to recite some of the plays that happened in that fourth quarter for the Lakers because I know it was all happening kind of so fast. Started with a D'Lo turnover and then a Taurean Prince heat check. Taurean Prince, he actually made this big shot to put the Lakers up 82-71. And then he thought he was like Ray Allen or something, and he took a contested three. And then Spencer Dinwiddie took a very rushed layup with 15 on the shot clock when the momentum was completely against the Lakers. Again, Spencer Dinwiddie so far, he had that nice block in the game I went to against Milwaukee. You can find that vlog on the channel. But this guy, I mean, his Laker tenure so far, it feels absolutely worthless. It feels like he has no value to this team. He played 10 minutes today and had a donut and was 0 for 1 with a turnover. It's 2 steals and an assist. He's just not doing anything. Jackson Hayes played 6 minutes, had a donut as well, 0 for 0, didn't get a shot up. Gabe Vincent also had a donut, 15 minutes, 0 for 2 from the field, and both his shots were threes. So with the loss of Vanderbilt, I think what you see is that Taurean Prince is really the only decent reserve now. I mean, Gabe Vincent's had just too much of a weird year with the injury, and then Spencer Dinwiddie, he just comes in and looks to shoot a little bit, plays okay defense. Taurean Prince, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I hate to say this because I do like Spencer. I went to the same clinic as him growing up and got to talk to him a bit. I don't know how much time he's got left in the league, the way things are going for him right now. But you never know. He could have some huge moments as a Laker, and that makes me eat my words in the playoffs in the next couple of games. I mean, he's coming home. We're coming back here, so we'll see what happens. But then Austin Reeves turned the ball over on an entry pass that was deflected. That was bad. Braun had Jokic in drop coverage and made a bad read where Aaron Gordon did not sag off of Anthony Davis. The right read was the weak side corner. I think Gabe Vincent was sitting in it, and it's shocking that LeBron missed it because LeBron never misses those pick and roll reads, and AD was forced into taking a very tough shot at the end of the clock. And then Rui missed a free throw. LeBron missed a free throw. The Nuggets this time are switching 1 through 5. And then LeBron answered a bell. 2 huge threes. One of them, KCP went under the screen and he got burned for it. Second one, he shot it right in Aaron Gordon's face, made it 89-81. I was like, oh my God, the king. Is he really about to do this right now? Is he really about to show me he's got the legs? Then he missed a layup going to the basket. He thought he was fouled, and there was a lot of moments like that. By the way, that at the end of the third quarter when D'Angelo Russell got hit in the face and they challenged the play and didn't receive the call, I'm really confused about NBA officials and the consistency with some of these calls because James Harden on my team can get tapped on the toes on the way down because it's the landing space foul. He gets a call, and then D'Angelo Russell got raked across the face, and they don't give him anything. I thought that was really wild. I'm not trying to make it seem like the Lakers are victims in any way. We know the free throw disparity thing, but that was a little weird, especially the fact that they reviewed it and they didn't give it to him. And you can argue that the ball was released, but Are we kidding ourselves? Like when you compare them to the shit that they be calling in the NBA in terms of the timing of contact after a release, it's not consistent whatsoever in that particular juncture, in that particular call. But here's what I don't fuck with. D'Angelo Russell and LeBron making such a big deal about it in the press conference, which to me screams of, I need the refs to realize that we're not getting a good whistle, so they better give us a good one next game, which tells me that they're starting to see, which I don't know about starting to see. They probably already know subconsciously they're not better than them. Everything was going right. Everything. Tonight just showed me more than anything, and it should show you Laker fans that, and this is how they felt against you 15 years ago. This is exactly how they felt. It takes a lot to beat this team. It takes a whole lot. You just do almost everything perfectly because it's inevitably going to come down to that guy at the end. And that guy is better than your guy right now. He is. He's better than anyone's guy. Just like Kobe was better than anyone's guy in 2009. So that's what it is, man. But that being said, I'm not trying to give the Lakers a pass because they had the game. So Braun missed the layup. Then he was stripped by KCP on a post-up. At the other end, Jokic is starting to cook now. He's starting to go at Rui Hachimura in the post. You're starting to see that two-man game with Murray. And you just love to see, I mean, not if you're a Laker fan, of course, but you just love to see the, what's it called? The two-man game and the way Jokic will tell everybody where to go at the end. He's like, nah, I want you in this strong side corner. We're going to run this pick and roll right here. He just knows everything that he wants. He's such a fantastic game manager, and he does it from the center position. Now, as this is happening, Jamal Murray's playing the whole fourth quarter, and he's doing what Jamal Murray does. Heat up when it counts. Miss me with all these regular season guys and all the people that argue with me about Jamal Murray's not an all-star. You know, he's never made the all-star team. He only averages 20. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you just don't value winning basketball. That's what you don't value. And he plays with Jokic. Like, okay, yeah, the fact that he plays with Jokic is the reason why he makes a step back game winner over Anthony Davis and completely takes the whole fourth quarter over and is the perfect pick and roll compliment to him. Come on, dude. Like, we got to stop dick riding these first options that lead their team to playing games and first round exits over guys that win championships as second options. I'm not saying the second option guy is guaranteed better just because he's on a championship team, but it's debatable. You're not just a better player because you're leading a team to nowhere as a first option. That shit's not that sick. It just comes down to who's a better pick and roll ball handler and decision maker for those kind of things. Floor raiser. At the end of the day, Jamal Murray as a second option, he has a chance to become a back-to-back champion, and he's a closer for this damn team. And he just had the best postseason moment of his career with this shot tonight because he had a rough game until the fourth quarter, an extremely rough game. And he goes all in. No, and by the way, I see the comments right now. That was not a dig at De'Aaron Fox. I love De'Aaron Fox. That's a great argument, actually. I don't know. De'Aaron Fox, he was a Jokic, that'd be absolutely filthy. And he's very clutch in his own way. But Murray, I don't know. There's something about him. Guys, I thought the person you should have been thinking of was Trae Young, not Fox. But I have respect for all these guys. But like someone like LaMelo Ball, for example, like he's made the All-Star team, and people will be like, "Oh, he's definitely better than Murray." Really? Are you serious? Jamal Murray's legit as hell, man. He is so real. He is so real. And so he's starting to get going to that two-man game, and then LeBron got an and one, amazing and one. Misses the free throw. His second missed free throw of the fourth. I'm sorry. He only missed one free throw. It was that one free throw on the N1. My bad. Anthony Davis was back on Jokic. Remember, with 4 fouls. It didn't really matter. He did end up getting the 5th foul, and it was on an N1 where Jokic had a pump fake up and under, faked him out of his shoes. And right before that, Rui had a wide open 3 that he missed. And like, mind you, as this is going on, AD is not really touching the ball like that. They're running, like they're targeting Jokic. They're trying to go at KCP because what happened was you now put the best defender that you have, Aaron Gordon, on the best player on the team, Anthony Davis. And that's not even debatable anymore. Like, I love LeBron James and what he's done for the game of basketball, but like, it's okay to admit that he's not the best player on the team anymore. Like, it's what Laker fans have quite frankly been begging for several years. But the thing about it is, LeBron is the closer, but they've gone so far into the LeBron is the closer and LeBron is LeBron James, that they just, how many times have we talked about this over the season that the Lakers don't go to AD enough as the game winds down? And it's like, okay, he missed a couple of shots in a row. Like, oh, who fucking cares? He's the best player on the team. He's having a great game. Like, miss me with that stuff. Like, okay, and if here's the thing. I see people saying, Jokic was protecting the entry pass and this and that. Like, are you being serious? Like, I didn't see blatant opportunities besides that one, and Rui did shoot the three. Rui Hachimura missed 1-3, one shot in the fourth quarter. He didn't have a good shooting game, but it's not like he was missing over and over again to the point where it's like, okay, get him off the floor in the fourth quarter. He needs to be getting the ball so then Jokic can come up and respect the shot. So now he's not sagging off for the pass. And so then Rui can throw the entry pass. But also, I don't like how Anthony Davis acts all bitchy and frustrated after the game, and he does not ever seem to call for the ball in the moment. And like, I think Darvin Ham should take some accountability for this, but like, we've seen LeBron, and LeBron's even talked about it on his podcast. And by the way, I really do like listening to LeBron's side of things. JJ Baby Dick, I mean, he has great knowledge, but fuck that dude. LeBron James is why I tune in, because he's LeBron James talking about his career and he's fucking passionate about the game like I am. So I love that. I relate to people that love basketball like this, that are willing to make the sacrifice that I do for this game. And in my own way, obviously LeBron's dedicated 100,000 million times more than me into the game of basketball, but the passion, I don't think anybody on the planet, I'm dead ass serious. I'm going to stand on this shit for the rest of my life. And you're going to see with my work. I don't need to tell you, but you're going to see my work. I don't think anybody like significantly likes basketball more than me in the world. Like, I don't think anybody, it's not possible. It's not physically possible. So it's really not. A lot more. You can like it more, but it's very rare. It's very hard, bro. It's very hard. Like, I'm too obsessed. I'm too consumed. But don't matter. Ball is life, baby. Anyway, yeah. There was a bad possession towards the end of the game that LeBron was ball pounding at the top of the key, and he's not turning the corner. They gave it a D'Lo. They give it a Reeves. Reeves takes a tough three. Misses. And as this is going on, I'm just like, bro, like, this is inevitable what's going to happen right here. Like, the Nuggets are going to win this game. They always do it. And it's amazing how in control they are, how confident they are. It screams championship confidence. It screams like, I know my team. We have the best player on the floor, but we know each other so well. We're going to get what we want. It's just a matter of we're going to make shots. And they always seem to. It's like they have two incredible closers. This is championship stuff. And I'm telling you it with my own two eyes. I can see it. I've seen it for 2 years now. I'm very jealous. I'm very jealous of a team that two homegrown stars doing this, man. Like, they built through the draft, saw them fall before they, got on top of the mountain. Anyway, what an insane sequence, though. After LeBron's dunk, when he had the steal off of Murray. And by the way, LeBron started guarding Murray towards the end of the game, and he did get cooked a little bit. He had that steal, but he did get cooked a little bit. And again, it's not even like bad defense necessarily. It's just Jamal Murray, just unbelievable shot making. The sequence, though, where Michael Porter had that three ball where Aaron Gordon almost stepped out of bounds. I mean, just the plays that were happening here. It's just classic stuff. Unbelievable clutch factor. Michael Porter, I mean, just a huge shot. Huge. And then D'Lo, big finish, going hard left, gives the Lakers the lead 97-95. Jamal Murray then ties the game at 97. LeBron gives the Lakers the lead again, 99-97. And then you had Jamal Murray with that freaking step back jumper from the right elbow. And again, LeBron, one of his biggest, I've always said this about him because, again, I always say I have a PhD in LeBron because I've seen him play more than any player I've ever seen. He's very good at not going for fakes. So the way to like really score on Bron is like, he's not the best laterally. He's never been to me, but he has such great recovery timing that like what you got to do to him, in my opinion, is hit the gas and then stop on a dime and pull. Don't pump fake though. You got to stop on a dime and pull. That's why Paul Pierce used to give him problems. Kawhi, for whatever reason, when he plays LeBron now, he stops, he pump fakes unnecessarily, and LeBron doesn't go. And that's why he gets clamped recently. But if you got it, that's why Kobe used to get buckets on him. When he would guard him one-on-one sometimes, he used to get into that pull-up. So that's how you beat him. One-on-one. Jamal Murray, bucket. And again, I'm not just talking about this LeBron. Young LeBron too. Now, last possession. Here comes the controversy. You had 2 timeouts remaining. Here's the dilemma. That's always one of the toughest things to talk about is, do you call a timeout? Do you not? But usually you debate that in a transition situation, not in the half court, like when you make a shot. It's like when the crowd's going that nuts and a shot was made by Jamal Murray, you would think that he would want to call a timeout and draw something up. If I'm just be honest, if it was me, I'm not an NBA coach though, so it's so different. I'm not playing against that level of comp. But if it's me and what I do in the youth level, I'm always if after a basket, I'm definitely calling a timeout, trying to draw something up. But here's the dilemma in the NBA is you're allowing the other coach to draw something up. You're allowing their defense to get set. And at times in the Lakers, LeBron era, last couple of years, we see the last shot is a LeBron contested shot or an open 3 for one of your role guys. And with them not calling a timeout, they ended up getting the best of both worlds. They got the best player getting an open shot. However, I think they got into their action way too early. And I'm so weirded out by the fact that it was going to be LeBron AD pick and roll. I get it, bread and butter. My question is this. If I'm watching the game, I'm thinking they're probably going to switch that action. AD catches the ball against KCP and they're going to double. But AD hadn't really touched the ball like that in like a situation like go score in a minute. So I was a little surprised that LeBron didn't try to put Jokic in the action. But KCP falls on the ground after LeBron gives him a little soft chicken wang. Point blank, wide open 3, in and out off the front of the rim. It was just too much time left. I think regardless, I don't know what LeBron was thinking. I would love to ask him if I was a reporter, I would have asked him when you put Aaron Gordon in the action at the end. Did you think that they were going to switch that? Like, what did you think the coverage was going to be? Because if it was a switch, then AD would have probably gotten the last shot because he was the more favorable option. But I guess if they didn't, you're then making the defense go in a rotation potentially. But regardless, like if they had switched, they would have needed more time, is my point, to probably get something. It's just that you got into the action early, you got your shot, and you left them too much time on the clock. And then the rest is history. I mean, Jamal Murray over Anthony Davis for game. You just knew it was going in, didn't you? You just knew it. I mean, the guy is ice cold. And that was the ball game. The Denver Nuggets, the champs, win it. 101-99 at the buzzer. 4 years ago in game 2, it was Anthony Davis who made the game winner at the buzzer to beat Denver and put him down 2-0. This time, it was Jamal Murray. I think the Lakers lost for a variety of reasons. I think a lot of it is just the brilliance of the Denver Nuggets, first and foremost. I think it just shows you how hard it is to beat them and how many things you need to go right. And there's really no main person, in my opinion, to blame. I think, the Lakers shot 49% from the field, 43% from 3, 77% from the line. So the shooting split's pretty good, especially from 3. I mean, 43%. For the Nuggets, they shot 10 more shots and 4 more free throws. They had 5 more offensive rebounds, but also 5 less turnovers. The Lakers turned the ball over 6 less turnovers, actually. The Lakers turned the ball over 15 times, Nuggets only 9 times. And the Nuggets shot 44% from the field, just 23.5% from 3. 23. The fact that you can win a game and shoot 23.5% from 3 while the other team shoots 43 is like, wow. 88% from the line, and they were +7 in the rebounding battle, +5 in the offensive rebounding battle. So again, just more possessions, right? 10 more field goal attempts and 4 more free throw attempts. So they won the fourth quarter 32-20. Complete command. I mean, if you look at the Laker players, I'd say if you wanted to blame someone the most, I'd say Rui Hachimura had a really bad game. 3 points, 5 boards on 1 for 7 shooting, 0 for 2 from 3. And I'm really shocked that in a game like this, no Laker played 40 minutes. And I get Anthony Davis, he had foul trouble, but like Austin Reeves, 33? Like what? With the way he was defending Murray? It's very quick. Darvin Ham, it's a little questionable. That's a little questionable. Oh, man. My audio stopped recording. It's because I'm running out of storage. It might be. It's just you and me now, guys. The live watchers. I'm going to have to use this audio and clip it on at the end. I haven't even released the last episode I did on audio. Sleeping. I guess that's my cue to put my charger in the computer since we're not recording right now in terms of the audio. Let's see. If I turn it on, it's going to say space, right? Oh, what the hell? Hold on a sec. Damn, where did I stop? That's weird. Let's see. 77% from the line. So, okay, not bad. I don't even know what's worth. It's going to stop eventually again. So, let's talk. Let's just keep talking. Let's read the lines. 101-99 is the final. By the way, if you are on Twitter, I see 270 people on Twitter. Please come to YouTube. Make my money. That is where you can, if you want your comments to be read right away, just throw in some super chats. Any donations appreciated. And I want to get to 10,000 subscribers. So please come to YouTube. Okay. Nuggets went 9 deep. Reggie, I don't think he should be in a championship contending team's rotation. He's just not good anymore. 0 points, 0 for 5, 0 for 3 from 3, 9 minutes. Justin Holiday, donut, 0 for 1 from the field. Only shot was at 3 in 13 minutes. Peyton Watson, 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 for 4 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3 in 12 minutes. And then Christian Brown, as already mentioned, 10 points off the bench in 13 minutes on 5 for 8 shooting. He was very good. KCP, 35 minutes, quieter game for him, but I thought he played some good defense towards the end on LeBron. 6 points, 3 assists, 1 block on 2 for 7 shooting and 0 for 4 from 3. And then you had Michael Porter Jr., really solid game, 2 straight good ones, 22 points, 9 rebounds. How about those rebounds? Finding another way besides scoring to impact the game. 2 steals on 8 for 13 shooting, 6 for 10 from 3, big time. So 6 of the 8 threes by the Nuggets were made by MPJ, huge, including that big one to tie the game. 38 minutes played. Then you had Gordon, who played 40. So again, the Nuggets had 3 players in 40-plus minutes. That's kind of unacceptable. I get it with the age, but it's do or die here. Now you're down 0-2. And if you lose one game at home, you're probably screwed. Aaron Gordon, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 for 10 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 4 for 4 from the line in 40 minutes. As generic as that stat line sounds, just very solid. Aaron Gordon just guarding Anthony Davis, just guarding your best player. He didn't even have to guard him one-on-one too much. Just him being on it discouraged the Lakers from going at it. And that just shows you his impact. Jamal Murray, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers on 9 for 24 shooting, 0 for 5 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line in 40 minutes. But in the fourth quarter, he had 14 of his 20 points on 6 for 8 shooting. So going into the fourth quarter, he was 3 for 16. Talk about clutch. It doesn't get much clutcher than that. Then the player of the game for me, without a shadow of a doubt, is that man again, the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic. You're just never out of a game with this guy. 27 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. These are Wilt Chamberlain stats, legitimately. 4 offensive rebounds, 2 steals, 9 for 16 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 7 for 7 from the line in 41 minutes. He is just that guy. Talked about the Lakers bench, a combined 6 points, all of them from Taurean Prince. Gabe Vincent gave them nothing except for some decent defense at the point of attack on Murray for a bit. Prince, as I said, 6 points, but he took that one miss he had was just a terrible shot in 22 minutes. And then the starters all played 33 plus minutes. Austin Reeves had only 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers on 4 for 11 shooting, 1 for 5 from 3, and no free throw attempts for Austin. I mean, he could be a little bit more aggressive. I think if they're going to switch Murray onto Reeves, I think they should try to explore looking at that and see if Murray can guard him. But I still think his defense was exceptional and part of the reason why the Lakers were even in this game. He needed to be a little better though. 4 for 11. Reeves needed to be a little better. And Rui needed to be better. And the bench is just giving you nothing. That's part of it too. It's like, again, there's just really no margin for error. It's really so slim. And then we go to Rui Hachimura, who has, as I said, 3 points, 5 rebounds on 1 for 7 shooting, 0 for 2 from 3, and 1 for 2 from the line. Like, just unfortunate for him. Had a rough game. D'Angelo Russell, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists on 8 for 16 shooting, 7 for 11 from 3. My God, he shot really well. No free throw attempts. He should have had 2. And that obviously could have been a difference in the game. My only criticism of D'Lo is 4 turnovers. Again, the margin for error is extremely small. Nobody's exempt of blame. Yes, D'Lo played pretty well. 4 turnovers is too much. Sorry. And then you have LeBron, 26 points, 8 boards, 12 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers on 9 for 19 shooting, 3 for 6 from 3, 5 for 7 from the foul line, 5 for 9 in the fourth quarter, 12 points in it. I don't really have much to say about LeBron. Like, I don't think he was bad at all. I think it's really hard to fault him for this. But, he had a good look at the 3 at the end of the game and didn't make it. I think he, could have potentially contested some shots better. But he gave a lot. He did go too early, though, in my opinion. But it's tough with the ham thing. Should he have called timeout? I mean, the crowd's going crazy. I think he should probably call timeout. Especially when you have LeBron there. You have to talk about something. But LeBron did get an open look. It's hard to say he should have made it when he was making all these shots. Yes, front rim. He was a little like, tired. I mean, he's old. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's not much bad I can say about him. But again, he probably thinks he should have been a little better too. 'Cause you lost. I mean, it's just tough. AD, 32 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 4 turnovers, 14 for 19 from the field. So again, him, 4 for 4 from the line. He was spectacular, but didn't really get aggressive in the fourth. He didn't really seem to man the ball. He didn't score again for, like, the rest of the game. He had 0 points in the fourth quarter, and he was 0 for 1. Like, it's just not acceptable. So, at the end of the day, you gotta finish the job. And so nobody's exempt of blame in my eyes. I think AD and LeBron, you can blame the least, and D'Lo the third least. But sometimes it's just like the team's better. It's just tough when you're up by 20. I think a lot of it's just the execution in the fourth. Like, just it's tougher when you're older. Hold on, I gotta get the charger. All right, it's time to go to the Knicks, huh? It's time to go to the Knicks. What a crazy game that was, too. All right. By the way, super chats are turned on if you want to drop $1 a dime. If you want to come to YouTube, you should come to YouTube. Forget Twitter, man. This is where we make our money right here. The fact that there's been like 40-something people in here, 46 people in here on YouTube at 2:51 a.m. It's pretty sick. Not going to lie. It's pretty hype. 260 on Twitter. You guys are nuts. We'll take it, though. I'd like you to come on YouTube, though, please. Anyway, let's talk about the Knicks, right? We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. Go New York. All right, let's see it. Where's my New York background? Here we go. Okay. All right, let's talk about the Knicks. Knicks and Sixers. This is one of my favorite series for sure. Before the series, I had Knicks in 7. And it's because you're not really playing a real 7 seed when you're playing against this Sixers team. I mean, it all comes down to how healthy Joel Embiid looks. And in the beginning of the game, you had Joel Embiid guarding Isaiah Hartenstein, Tobias Harris guarding OG Anunoby, Kelly Oubre guarding Jalen Brunson again, Kyle Lowry on Josh Hart, Tyrese Maxey on Dante DiVincenzo. Embiid was in drop coverage. So was Hartenstein. So was Paul Reed. So was Mitchell Robinson. And the tone was set by Tyrese Maxey with 9 points right away, 3 threes, some off the catch, some off the dribble. And Embiid was super aggressive. He had 2 threes in the first quarter, attacking and shooting a lot. I will say a lot of jumpers. But he played the whole first quarter, and he was extremely aggressive. And while this is all going on, the Knicks offense was struggling. It was like a large, very similar to the first game. Like the first quarter, the Sixers were up by 11 last game. And in this one, they were locking up as well. And it was the length of the defenders that they were putting on Brunson, Kelly Oubre, Nicholas Batum, contesting his shots in the rear view. And Brunson was not hitting. They were sagging off of Josh Hart. But Josh Hart was still hooping, though. I can't lie. He's been amazing. Hart and Brunson had a combined 12 points. Rest of the team in the first quarter had just 6 points. The Knicks were down 18 to 25 after 1. Joel Embiid had 10 shot attempts in the first quarter. I actually like that. I like that. 12 points for him, 9 for Maxey. So they had 21 of the 25 points for the Sixers. Tobias Harris was 1 for 4. Kelly Oubre was 1 for 4 in the first. Now, one thing I thought was different from the Knicks was that they were allowing Brunson to switch on to Maxey in the pick and roll. Last game, they did not do that. And Maxey was just eating in the first half. He was getting by guys left and right. He had 20 points in the first half, which was the most in any first half of his young playoff career. Deuce McBride was still looking good, though. Coming on the Knicks side, had a nice lefty layup. But Bogdanovich wouldn't quite have the same experience in this one, shooting the ball, especially in the first half. He was 0 for 4 with a donut. Deuce McBride, though, 4 points off the bench in that first half. And the one guy that they were not allowing to switch on to Maxey was Bogdanovich. They were just letting him hedge and recover. I noticed Deuce McBride was starting to ice Tyrese Maxey to his left, which means force them baseline. So make sure that the screen goes that way or force him just to the left no matter what side the screen's on. And Embiid was getting some good stuff as the roller on that. Pick and pop, jump shots on the foul line. So one time he rolled to the basket for a layup. And it was just all coming from Maxey and what he was creating, what attention he was garnering. He's getting to the basket. He had 2 drive-in kicks to the strong side right corner for Tobias Harris threes. But I'll tell you what gave the Knicks momentum going into the half. Josh Hart. He had 12 points in the second quarter, 4 threes in the first half. He was absolutely unbelievable. He had 12 points in the second quarter. Oh, yeah, I said that. 4 threes in the first half. He was rebounding. And the one that he made off the dribble towards the end of the half, that's when I was like, oh, my God. So a good ending to the half due to Josh Hart. But Brunson still had not gotten going. At halftime, Jalen Brunson was 4 for 14. So kind of picking up where he left off, not shooting the ball well from that first game. Sixers outscored the Knicks. I'm sorry. I don't have it up right now. Knicks outscored the Sixers 31-28 second quarter. But the third quarter, Knicks got some lick back. 30-21, they won that one. Joel Embiid had 13 points in the third quarter, but they went cold outside of him. Tyrese Maxey was 0 for 4, missed 2 runners and then 2 threes. And then Tobias Harris was 0 for 3. One of them was another wide open corner 3. Isaiah Hartenstein had 10 points in that third quarter. And it's funny because he actually started fairly quiet in this game. He was 0 for 1 in the first half. Again, I don't equate just shot attempts with being quiet or not, but it just wasn't the same Isaiah Hartenstein as normal in terms of the activity that he has on games. He only had 1 rebound at that point. But in the second half, I mean, this dude was just I don't need to tell my subscribers. We remember Isaiah here. And I was devastated when we let him go because this is what he does. He won them this game tonight. He legitimately helped win them this game tonight. The defense, the rebounding, just constantly working. Constantly. And what changed with the scoring was he was able to hit that push shot, that signature push shot, that floater of his. So he had 10 points in the third quarter. Now, Bojan Bogdanovic made a 3, finally hit something to put the Knicks up 7, 85-78. Here I am. I'm thinking the Knicks got this in the bag. They're going to run away with it because the crowd is just unbelievable. Shout out to that MSG crowd, man. It has been my favorite crowd to listen to in these playoffs so far. But Joel Embiid responded a bit. He had a nice and 1. And Tyrese Maxey had 5 straight points. It was an 18-6 run by the Sixers towards the last 6 minutes of the game. 11 of those 18 points scored in that run by Tyrese Maxey. So started to see him get going a bit. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Nico Batum played the entire fourth quarter. Josh Hart is the only Knick that played the entire fourth quarter. Joel Embiid was 2 for 5 in the fourth quarter at this point that I'm talking about. 2 for 5 in the fourth. And Tyrese Maxey starts going off. Hits the fall-away mid-range and then knocks down the 3 ball when Joel Embiid gets double-teamed. Put the Sixers up 100-96. You thought that was it. You thought that was it. They were going home victors. They were up 101-96. And then one of the craziest things I have ever seen in my entire life watching basketball happened. Jalen Brunson hit a 3 in the corner. On the subsequent inbounds, Tyrese Maxey was getting his jersey pulled for sure. Controversial ref stuff tonight. Tyrese Maxey was definitely getting his jersey pulled. They didn't call it. Lowry was panicking, threw the ball in. It's a scramble on the floor. DiVincenzo gets the 3, misses, and guess who's in the scrum? Isaiah Hartenstein. Getting the ball out to DiVincenzo for another 3 and a make. Just like that, 6 points in a matter of no time. And why does that sound so familiar? Goes around, comes around, baby. The basketball gods are beautiful. Basketball gods are beautiful. Reggie Miller. It just reminded me so much of Reggie Miller and that what I've seen my whole life. That 6 points in so few seconds at MSG. The Knicks to have a 3 ball and then a steal immediately after and then another 3 ball. Just the place was jumping. Big time shot by DiVincenzo. Even bigger rebound by Hartenstein. And speaking of Isaiah Hartenstein, the praise is not done yet. That block on Maxey at the end, I mean, it looked like Maxey had to step to the basket, and he did, but the recovery from Isaiah, just second to none. And then Embiid misses the 3, and it's over. The Knicks stole it. Absolutely stole it. Even though they were up by 7 in the fourth. 104-101. The largest lead of the game for the Knicks was 8. The largest for the Sixers was 10 in the first quarter. But Knicks outscored the Sixers 40-28 in points in the paint. Both teams didn't shoot too well from the field. Sixers shot 43%. Knicks shot 41%. Sixers shot 36% from 3. Knicks shot 33% from 3. Sixers shot 73% from the line. Knicks shot 83% from the line. So what a big win. 104-101. Sixers outscore the Knicks by 2. I have to say also on that scramble, that last possession, Nico Batum, love him to death. He didn't react quickly enough. And Embiid, Isaiah Hartenstein beat him to the ball. They beat him to the ball. I don't know. I can't get mad at Embiid necessarily for not getting on the floor because, the knees, I get it. But Hartenstein, man, he'll go for it. You got to rebound, though. No rebounds, no rings. DiVincenzo misses that shot. You already lost the fucking ball. DiVincenzo misses that shot. You got to get the rebound. Nico Batum was in no man's land talking about let's get a timeout. Dude, you got to go at least get on a guy just in case they don't give him a timeout and the ball ends up going to his hands and he scores. I thought if you look at the clip again, Nico's just not getting attached when fast enough and not finding someone, not getting a body on someone in the scramble. So that's disappointing. Embiid gets a chance and misses that shot, and it was over. As far as the Sixers, I mean, Embiid closing right now, it's always been a problem in the playoffs to me because he settles too much at the end of games. But he's always injured, so it's very hard for me to critique him. It's like maybe they don't have the gas to close the games. I mean, Maxey was about to close. That last possession, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, was it Lowry's fault for throwing a bad pass? Maxey was getting held clearly. Is the ref's fault? I mean, they definitely should take accountability for that. But then you got to scramble and get back and find somebody. Like this, I just cannot believe they lost that game. I cannot believe it. I think that loss is even more brutal than the Lakers because like 5 points with like 50 seconds left. Are you kidding? Wow. Let's read the lines. Sixers only went 8 deep. Paul Reed, B-ball Paul, 9 minutes, 2 points, just giving him beat some relief. 1 for 1 from the field. Buddy Hield played 15 minutes. He's been very quiet, but I thought his defensive effort was much better in this game. Had some good one-on-one stands. 2 points on 1 for 3 shooting and 0 for 2 from 3. So he's still looking to make his first 3 of the series. Gonna need a little bit more, definitely. Nico Batum, 33 minutes, 6 points, 5 boards, and assist. No turnovers on 2 for 5 shooting and 2 for 4 from 3. So that's a solid Nico game. Again, I do think in that last possession, not good enough. The starters all played 26 plus minutes. Kelly Oubre did an amazing job yet again on Brunson, but offensively, they're going to need more than that. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks on 2 for 7 shooting. Not good enough. Kyle Lowry, 8.6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Just 1 turnover on 2 for 6 shooting, 2 for 5 from 3, and 2 for 4 from the foul line. The 2 for 4 from the foul line is very peculiar. But other than that, I thought Lowry was fine. Then you have Tobias Harris. 10 points. I love Tobias. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, stealing a block. 4 for 11 shooting, 2 for 5 from 3, and no turnovers. I'm sorry, no free throw attempts. Here's the thing about Tobias, man. I don't even know what's going on with him. His confidence has always been lacking, but this is like a new low. I don't know, man. He's been bad in both of these first 2 games to me. Needs to be a lot better. A lot better. 4 for 11, 10 points. Come on, dude. Then you have Tyrese Maxey, who was just magnificent. I don't really blame him for anything, to be honest. 35 points, 9 boards, 10 assists. He was 1 rebound away from a triple-double. I will say this, 4 turnovers, though. Does he get credit for that? Does he get credited for that turnover at the end of the game? I think he does. Wow. 12 for 22 from the field. Shot really well. 5 for 11 from 3 and 6 for 6 from the line in 44 minutes. 44. Embiid, wow, what a good stat line. So, like, does he get an excuse? Like, he's clearly not 100%, right? But he's looking good for some stretches. 34 points, 10 boards, 6 assists, a block, 2 turnovers. So, I mean, 34, 10, and 6. Like, 12 for 29 from the field, 2 for 9 from 3. So that means he was 10 for 10, 10 for 20 from 2. So again, on excuse. He doesn't deserve an excuse. And now he's shown he can drop 34 because he plays through injury. And then it's like, oh, he's not 100%. Like, shit, available. Like, for sure. I'm not saying he's not available, but the best version of him is not available in the postseason very often, ever. So it's tough. But yeah, now to the winning side. Only an 8-man rotation. Bogdanovich played the least amount of minutes with 12, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists on 2 for 7 shooting and 2 for 6 from 3. Didn't get a very good bogey game. Mitchell Robinson on a quieter side, 1 point, 4 rebounds, 1 assist on a donut. I'm sorry, on a donut in terms of field goal attempts, 0 for 0. Deuce McBride didn't shoot as well. The crowd's loving him, though, and I think he still made a good impact. 9 points, 4 for 11 from the field, 0 for 3 from deep. He was the highest scorer off the bench for the Knicks. Knicks got 16 bench points. Sixers got 10. Starters, Knicks starters all played heavy minutes too. 30 plus for all of them. Isaiah Hartenstein played the least amount with 30, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks. Just exceptional, especially in the second half. Let me check his second half stats. Yeah, almost everything. 14 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks on 7 for 7 shooting. My God. What a second half. What a second half performance by Isaiah Hartenstein. Magnificent. 14, 8, and 4. Yeah. On 7 for 8 shooting overall. Very good game. Been awesome in both games. DiVincenzo, very solid game and is the hero tonight with the game winner. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, just 1 turnover on 50% from the field, 50% from 3, and 100 from the line. 5 for 10 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, 5 for 5 from the line in 37 minutes. Absolutely huge shot by DiVincenzo. And then you've got OG Anunoby. Quiet on the offensive side, but he's going to play defense. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, no turnovers on 4 for 10 shooting, 0 for 3 from deep. And then you had Josh Hart. What a solid performance yet again from him. Great performance. 21 points, 15 rebounds. 15 as a guard. He's probably the best rebounding guard in the league now. 4 offensive rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, so 4 stalks. 7 for 16 from the field. Did he play the whole game? No way. He did not play the whole game, bruh. It says 48 minutes on ESPN. Wow, he played the whole game. Oh my God, are you serious? Who was the last NBA player to play the whole game? I have to go back to last year's playoffs. Jeez, he played the whole game. 21 points, 15 boards on 7 for 16 shooting, 4 for 7 from 3, 3 for 4 from the line. He has been awesome to start this series. And then the man of the hour, Jalen Brunson, with another really bad shooting game, but he got it done. 24 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, just 1 turnover on 8 for 29 shooting, 1 for 6 from 3, 7 for 9 from the line in 38 minutes. Haters gonna hate on Brunson's field goal percentage. I say 2-0, bitch. Sixers gonna definitely get one of these games, but can they get both? We'll see. I think it comes down to closing. Both of these games are close, and they didn't close. And a lot of that's their best player. Maybe you just got to run through him, Maxey late in the game. But anyway, it should be fun. I love this series so far. It's been great. Now let's talk about the last series of the night, and that is Cleveland and Orlando. Now, here's the thing about this series, right? Both teams are not great offensively, and they're both fantastic defensively. Something that I felt was interesting, and I don't know why this didn't happen earlier, was that Wendell Carter was starting for the Magic at the center spot, which is they've been doing majority of the year. They started Isaac last game, and they didn't even switch the pick and rolls like that, so I was kind of confused on what the purpose was. But they had Wendell Carter back in the lineup in this one. Jalen Suggs was guarding Darius Garland again. Gary Harris was guarding Donovan Mitchell again. Who the hell is Carter? Wendell Carter was guarding Jared Allen again. Paolo Banchero, I'm getting tired now. Paolo Banchero was guarding Evan Mobley, and Franz Wagner was on Matt Hughes. Allen was in drop coverage. I'll tell you, Donovan Mitchell was in attack mode, dominating early on, walking to take advantage of drop coverage, going to the basket. 14 points for Donovan in the first quarter. He was on it, picking up right where he left off in the fourth in game 1. 14 points for him on 5 for 7 shooting. In the quarter, the Cavs led by 12 after 1, 30-18. The Magic shot 30% from the field and 9% from 3 in the first quarter. I mean, Jalen Suggs, by the way, had a really bad scare. He bumped knees with Donovan, ended up coming back into the game. But the Magic offense just not good. That's why I said when we beat the Clippers, beat them the other couple weeks ago, I said the Magic aren't going to win a playoff series this year. They're a couple years removed or a couple years early. Like, it's amazing that they even got here, that they're the 5 seed, but like the Magic are obviously so much. I'm sorry, the Sixers are obviously so much better. And the thing about the Magic is they have no 3-point shooting. It's so bad. And Franz Wagner, good scorer. He's not a great scorer yet. And I overestimated Ben Carroll a bit. Like, He's fantastic. He's got an amazing build, but he's not gonna be just averaging 25 points unstoppable against this team. Like, you can still go under the screen with him. He's just he doesn't trust his jump shot all that much yet. He's gonna come along. He's gonna come, but his jumper is still not really convincing to me. Paris LeVert, who's attacking, making plays for the Cavs. As I said, no, their offense just isn't good. Second quarter, Mo Wagner and Wendell Carter were in together. Mo Wagner was in drop coverage. George Niang missed 2 straight threes and was beat back door. It was a 10-0 run by the Magic during the stretch. Wendell Carter had 5 of the points. Joe Ingles was making Joe Ingles was making stuff happen in the pick and roll a bit. This was with Evan Mobley in the game, and he was playing drop coverage as a 5. The Cavs responded with a 13-3 run led by Isaac Okoro, who made a 3, and then Evan Mobley 7 points in the second quarter as well. Right place, right time, rebounding, but I'll talk about Evan Mobley more in a second. Darius Garland, his minutes in the second quarter, I thought were very interesting. He and Donovan are obviously staggered after the initial lineup, but he only played 2 minutes in the second quarter. I thought was a little interesting. But 31-28, Knicks won the second. And then the third, Knicks, Jesus Christ, I am getting way too tired. 28-26, the Cavs won the second. They went into the halftime break up 58-44. Just felt like they were in complete control for 2 games. And in the second half, the Magic scored 42 points. Funny part is the Cavs only scored 38. It's a slugfest of a series. It's very physical. It's very defensive, as you would expect. But the Magic just don't have the offense. And I underestimated how much better Donovan Mitchell is than Banchero right now. He's been in the league so much longer. Even though the Magic had bodies to throw at him and the second best defensive team in the league, like Donovan Mitchell is one of those guys that when he's going off, it's really hard to stop him. You need like the elite of the elite, the cream of the crop. And they haven't even tried Suggs on him yet. I don't understand. And for all of the credit Jamal Mosley got for being such a great coach in the regular season, and I love his attitude, his decisions are very weird. I feel like they do not target smaller defenders nearly enough. And the matchups defensively, beginning of the second half, we went with Isaac again starting. And by the way, Franz Wagner had 17 points in the first half for the Magic, and it felt like a very quiet 17, at least from my vantage point. 5 for 11 from the field for him. But third quarter, it was the Evan Mobley show. Jonathan Isaac was in, not Wendell Carter, as I said. Paolo was in drop coverage, though, which is interesting. Paolo has been in drop coverage the first 2 games. He's been putting pick and roll actions. But Darius Garland started penetrating and diming, and Evan Mobley was in the right place at the right time. He had a knockdown 3, offensive rebound that led to 2 free throws. 9 points in the quarter for Evan Mobley. If you remember last year, the big thing that really held the Cavs back is that in the half-court offense, neither of their 2 bigs could shoot. None of them from even the foul line. No mid-range even. And the Knicks exploited that in the pick and rolls. They made sure the ball was funneled to them. But now he's starting to shoot that 3, and he's shooting it better. Gives the Cavs an whole new dimension of spacing. So if you're wondering, what's the difference? That's part of the difference. Absolutely. Oof. But yeah, he was a beast. The 2 bigs were just dominating. It's just amazing. It's like a total full circle moment. Last year, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley got bullied on the glass by the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson. They just looked like they were not playoff ready. And now this year, they're the ones being the aggressors, dominating on the inside, protecting the basket. Their defense is just shut down, cutting off the rim for guys like Paolo and Franz Wagner. And Paolo's case is very dependent on that. You got 2 big bodies down there, and they're playing with physicality. They're playing with toughness. They're showing that they're the team that's been here, and you're not. Orlando right now is looking like the Cavs did last year. Like, man, how did you even get the 5 seed? So the fourth quarter was fairly trivial. I mean, the game was pretty much over at the end of the third. There was an incident on the fourth where a fan got knocked into by Mo Wagner, and his back was messed up. It was really tough to watch. He almost got taken out on a stretcher. But the last thing I'll say is that the Magic were switching a lot. They were comfortable with switching basically everybody onto Darius Garland, but they didn't want anyone small switching on their bigs. So if there were times where people wouldn't switch on Darius Garland on the ball screens, it's because they don't want guys like Gary Harris or Cole Anthony and these guys guarding Mobley and Allen. But again, I think Jamal Mosley has been not good enough in these first two games. And I don't like coaches like that. I'm not even saying that's the biggest reason, but I think they can be more strategic with who they're attacking and how frequently they're attacking certain people. And then I don't know why the hesitancy to play Wendell Carter so much, but granted, I am on the outside looking in. I don't know everything about the Magic and their form right now, but what I do know is this: their offense isn't good enough. They lose at 96-86 overall in the game. The Cavs protect home court and take a 2-0 lead. Both the Nuggets and the Cavs and the Knicks, all three of them, protect home court. We still have not had a road team win yet. And I just want to give the Cavs a shout out. They're going to win this series, and it's going to be their first series win since 2018. It'll be the first time I see them win a series without LeBron. It's going to be awesome. It's going to make Donovan Mitchell, just off of that, one of the best Cavs of all time. Big time win for the Cavs. It just never felt like in either game that the Magic were that close. Let's read the lines. For the Magic, Markelle Fultz played 6 minutes, 1 point, no shot attempts. It's just nothing. You're not getting anything. Joe Ingles, 14 minutes, 2 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, and a steal. That was pretty good in the first half, but is there anything to report from him in the second half? I feel like I didn't even notice him at all. Only played 5 minutes and 35 seconds, so kind of cut him out of the rotate. Kind of cut him out of this rotation in the second half. Cole Anthony continues to be trash. 17 minutes played. He had a donut, 0 for 4, 0 points. Absolutely not good enough these first two games. Wendell Carter, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He did have 5 fouls. So I guess that's part of the hesitancy with only 18 minutes played. It was 1 for 7 from the field. Jesus Christ. 1 for 6. Jonathan Isaac, by the way, had 4 wide open right corner threes in the third quarter, and he made 1 of them. So the three-point shooting is just a complete atrocity for Magic. That's the biggest reason they're losing the series. The three-point shooting is just nowhere near good enough. The shooting is nowhere near good enough. Their scoring, number one option, it's not a good enough number one option to score like that right now to win you a series at this point. Don't have enough scoring. Their defense is awesome, though, and they have a lot of potential. Mo Wagner, he had a pretty good game. He's one of the most hated men in Cleveland going forward. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals on 5 for 8 shooting, 0 for 2 from 3, and 2 for 4 from the line. The starters for the Magic all played 20-plus minutes. Jonathan Isaac played 20, 3 points, 4 boards, 2 blocks on 1 for 7 shooting, and all those shots were threes. Again, no three-point shooting. Not good enough offensively. Jalen Suggs, 9 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal. So very well-rounded stat line, 2 for 5 from the field. But he was 0 for 3 from deep. So again, the 3 ball just not falling for them at all. Gary Harris, he actually was like the only one that could make threes. He made almost half of theirs. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. I would put Jalen Suggs on fucking Mitchell next game. Like, stop with this. Like, why? I get it. Gary Harris is not bad at defense, but like, put the all defensive guy on Mitchell and put Harris on Garland. Is he really gonna get beat for pace that much? Like, is he really gonna get blown by that much? 14 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and a block for Harris on 50% shooting, 5 for 10, 4 for 7 from 3 in 34 minutes. So a much better game for Gary Harris. And then the big duo. Franz Wagner, only 2 points in the second half. He was 0 for 6 in the second half. So he's got to be better. He's got to be better. Oof. 5 for 16, no, 5 for 17 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 6 for 7 from the line, 18 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. He had 6 turnovers in the game. Way too much. 38 minutes played. And Paolo Banchero, 21 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block, 6 turnovers as well. So between Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero, they had 12 turnovers. They had 17 in the game to the Cavs 15. So it's 17 turnovers on the road. It's going to be very hard to win. So Paolo Banchero, 21 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 6 turnovers on 9 for 20 shooting, 1 for 4 from 3, and 2 for 2 from the line. Again, not getting the line that much. It's rim protection down there. But 9 for 20 is not bad at all. The 6 turnovers is very bad. So again, Paolo, he's turned the ball over way too much early, and you got to give the Cavs defense a ton of credit. but they've got to be better all across the board. 8-man rotation for the Cavs. They shot 41.5% from the field. Magic shot just 36% from the field, so a stinker shooting the ball. Cavs shot 31% from three. Magic 26% from three. So both shot poorly from three. The Magic shot 73% from the line. Cavs shot 61.5% from the line, and they shot the same amount of free throws with 26. But the Cavs did not shoot well. 8-man rotation, 14 minutes for Niang. He had a donut on 0 for 4 shooting. Was not as good this game. Missed all 4 threes. Isaac Okoro, 10 points, 4 steals, and assist on 4 for 8 shooting and 2 for 5 for 3. He was really solid off the bench in 25 minutes. He had a plus 12, which is tied for the highest of any Cleveland Cavalier, or anyone in the game, actually. And Karis LeVert, solid impact off the bench, 8 points, a rebound, an assist, a steal, 3 for 7 shooting, and 2 for 4 from 3. The starters all played 32-plus minutes. You had Evan Mobley played 32, 17 points, 7 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block. 3 turnovers, though. I want to keep that number down. 5 for 13 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, 6 for 9 from the line. I have to say, Evan Mobley did a great job in this second postseason run, his second series, making up for last year. Max Strus, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, tied for the highest of any player on the Cavs in this game. 1 steal, no turnovers, 1 2 for 7 shooting, 1 for 5 from 3, and 2 for 2 from the line. He's in the game for Strus. I haven't noticed Strus that much, I'm not going to lie, but his defense has been good. And then you have Jared Allen, who, in my opinion, is the player of the game. 16 points, 20 rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds. He was just bullying them like Mitchell Robinson did him last year. 3 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. Oh, my God. 2 turnovers on 6 for 10 shooting. 4 for 8 from the line isn't good, but in 39 minutes, Jared off to an amazing start to the postseason for him, grabbing rebounds and just being a presence down there, finishing in the right place, right time, everything. Darius Garland, quieter game from him, but I thought he was much better in the second half, penetrating and dishing. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists in the second half on 3 for 6 shooting from 3. So, yeah, he woke up in that one. 15 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, and a steal for Garland. 4 turnovers, though. So he's got to limit those on 5 for 11 shooting, 4 for 7 from 3. So very good there. 1 for 2 from the foul line. And then Donovan Mitchell. Not the best shooting game, but very solid performance. He set the tone. He only had 9 points after the first quarter, but it was good enough. I love the way he started this series. 23 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 turnovers. So, yeah, you probably want 1 less there. On 9 for 22 shooting and 2 for 10 from 3, and 3 for 5 from the line. That's the only thing that surprised me is that 3 for 5 from the line in 36 minutes. But here's the thing about Donovan in the playoffs in general. Efficiency is overrated. You just got to get the win by any means necessary. You just got to get the win. Get it done. Get it done by any means necessary. Find a way. Doesn't matter if you go 10 for 30. Find a way, and that's what Donovan Mitchell's done so far. That's what Jalen Brunson's done so far. So credit to him. As far as the Magic, their threes just need to fall. We'll see if they fall at home because they're role players and they play better at home. But I think you need to stick with Wendell Carter starting. I think you need to have Suggs starting Donovan Mitchell as a primary guy. I think you need to start attacking smaller defenders and Caro and Wagner, like mainly Garland and Mitchell all the time. And Paolo Banchero has got to take care of the ball. He's got to make shots. And both of them got to take care of the ball. But Paolo Banchero's it might require him to have a 30-point game for him to get a win. It is what it is, though. All right, guys, that's it for me in this one. Now to the live subscribers waiting patiently in the chat. Super chats are turned on. Everyone drop $1 at a time. I will not be live tomorrow, but I will have 2 lives on Wednesday. 1 in the morning, talk about all those games from Tuesday night and from Game 1 Pacers Bucks and Game 1 Pelicans Thunder and Game 1 Celtics Heat. So we'll talk about those and more that day. So hectic, trying to give you every single game recap. Timestamps are always there. Appreciate you all, and make sure to join me on YouTube.